This is my winter glove, and this is your 2020 BMW X1 X-Drive 28i mid-cycle refresh for the second generation. That took almost 10 seconds to say. Let's go Quirks, Perks, and Irks. So kidney grill, still the same shape, but slightly tweaked over the 2019 version again, because this is a 2020. New LED fog lights, looks very nice, very sharp, just thin line as opposed to something circular. I've always liked the BMW headlights, very sharp, so it being BMW, LED turn signals, day runners, and regular lights, and high beams, of course. So that's gonna do the front. It's it's a nice consistent look with the rest of the brand. There's your front quarter look, and it's more, and you'll notice this, at least I think you'll notice this. X1 is a smaller version of the X3, X3 is a smaller version of the X5, and the X5 is a smaller version of the X7. So odd number X series have a similar body shape, which is great because in the beginning, and I'll put a little cutaway here now, the old X1 or the original X1 was more of a station wagon look. Cool rim design. These are winter tires because, well, it's winter, and sorry, it's not officially winter, it's November 10th today, but winter is coming, or that Game of Thrones nonsense, whatever. Anyways, rear quarter look, nice, clean, no complaints. I really like the big wraparound tail lights, and I like how the turn signal actually goes on both sides, gets you seen a little more. I don't know if you can see it there, but turn signal integrated into the side mirrors. So nice wraparound tail lights there. The tailpipes, thank you for making them even on both sides. They're a little bigger. I think they're 90 millimeters today as opposed to the 70 millimeters from yesterday, so to speak. I'm gonna kick my foot under there. I don't know if you saw it, but both hands are holding the camera, so it had to open somehow. So that's what you're looking at. I'll put cargo figures right there for seats up, seats down. We'll get to the seats in a minute. It's a bit of an irk for me, but you know, whatever. So I'm gonna show you the kick motion. There's my foot. There's the beep. And that's how the trunk closes. All right, that's gonna wrap up the outside. Good looking vehicle. Again, I like the X3, I like the X5, and this is just a smaller version of that. Here comes a plane, so let's wrap it up. Be right back. Let's take a look at the rear seats. 2020 X1. Not too bad, kind of comfortable. Wouldn't put a person in the middle, but you can. Here's my Irk. 40, 20, 40. To release the seats, you have to pull that tab, and that tab. It's not up here. Here's the problem. If you release the driver's side seat first, you cannot release this because you cannot reach the little pull tab at all. You can't even feel it. So if you are going to do that, you have to release middle seat first, and then you got to pull down the driver's side seat. It does not matter about the passenger side rear seat because the tab is on the outside. But if you buy an X1, you have to pull the middle seat down first to get to pretty much more than double your cargo space. So you put that up, that up. All right, let's change to a cool quirk. I'm gonna call it a perk. Design continuum, because this is your armrest. Little spot underneath is a U shape, and the headlights are a U shape. Well, the day runners are anyway. So very cool there. Nicely done, BMW. A couple of USB ports, and again, non-heated seats here. Blue stitching continues all the way around. That's a look at the front of the vehicle from the rear. Let's close the door. And let's jump into the front and keep going. So that's what you're looking at as you're just about to walk into your X1. Seats are very nice. Blue stitching is continued here and pretty much all around. Manual thigh adjuster. Thank you for that. Boom, BMW. Side bolsters, pretty good. Thigh bolsters pretty good. Side bolsters pretty great. They're really thick to keep you in place as well. Little BMW M colors are there. Heated steering wheel button. I don't like it because it's down there and there's a light that goes on that you can't see. However, BMW probably read my mind and they put something on the bottom right of the dashboard. Steering wheel heating activated and deactivated. So 2 dials, and they're analog, and there's a digital component here, and BC stands for board computer. So you just run through and you get all sorts of information. I like that they gave me a manual button to reset my trip odometer, so well done there. Blank switches, don't like them. Blank switch, don't like it. But you know, it definitely wouldn't affect me buying one if that's if I was looking at picking up an X1. Here's a bit of an irk for me. I'm going to turn the steering wheel to kind of give you a bit of an added look at it. camera's at eye level and you cannot see the start stop button. I think you can see the ring underneath. So let's go around there. So there it is, and there is the automatic start stop on off. Right now I have it set to off, and now it's on, and now it's off. But you have to either crane or kind of pull forward a lot to see if it's on or off. And you can see just how close the camera is to the steering wheel, which means your face is going to be like another couple inches of back, but it's too much for me to kind of lean forward. And then, or you look over to the far right, and at nighttime you can see that orange button light up. Oh, come on, light up nicely. But during the day, it's not really all that present. And it shuts off and resets to on every time you start the vehicle. So let me set that straight. So yeah, I wish it was either a little higher, a separate button, or on this side, or just somewhere different. Maybe tuck it in here with one of the blank panel switches. I guess the one blank panel switch. Anyways, that's my take on that. I'll get into how that works in the driving portion. 8.8-inch touchscreen display, iPhone, nope, iDrive 6. There's your controller there, so pretty easy to work with. One of my favorite infotainment systems, just because it's so easy. I don't listen to Howard Stern, I was just mucking around with it. Let's go to lithium, I like that. There's your safety shield, activation, deactivation. That's not a real name for it, that's what I call it. And there are your safety features: frontal collision warning, pedestrian warning, lane departure warning. We'll get more into that in the driving portion. Here's a quirk. There's a CD player in 2020. I was kind of shocked by that. Interestingly, BMW goes down in whole degrees as opposed to half degrees, and they max out at 28 for heat. Pretty interesting note there. A couple of cup holders, a little bit of storage, power sources. There's your gear shift, again, typical BMW. Pop it, you put it in the drive, pop it to the left, and that gets you your manual/sport mode. Electronic parking brake, and I think that would have been an auto hold, but this vehicle is not spec'd with it. Last note here. Oh, there's my glove and my notes. We'll keep those in because, well, why not? Here's your armrest. There's some storage there. It's not completely covered. It's not private, but it is adjustable. You kind of go up a little bit, and then it stops on the downwards. Just got to be very careful with it. But you do have storage in here that is private and covered. And oops, bumped the camera. Sorry about that. So yeah, so you do have open and closed storage. Heads-up display. There it is. I'm going to zoom in a touch. There you go. Sorry for the flutter, but that's just what happens when you shoot in high res. All right, that's going to wrap up the outside and the inside. Let's take this thing on the road and see what it's like. 2020 BMW X1 xDrive 28i. Let's do the drive. 2020 BMW X1. Under the hood, a 2-liter turbo 4, giving you 228 horse and 258 pound-feet of torque, all through an 8-speed transmission. Yes, you have paddle shifters on the steering wheel, because really, where else would they be? Or you can use air. That's my or and combination word. You can flip your gear lever over to the left and do it that way as well. As far as driving impressions go, because it's got a small footprint, I find it's easier to drive, easier to park. Yes, you've got your backup camera. Well, every car has to have a backup camera, but that helps you out. But I didn't really end up using it all that much. On the road, it's very quiet. I have winter tires on this, so I'm kind of taking it down a notch. I'm imagining what it would be like with regular summer tires, because all winter tires are a little noisier than summer tires. Most are, not all. Anyways, as far as cornering and handling and just everyday driving goes, it does very well. And BMW's handling is, again, it's one of the best in the industry, so it clearly shines through here with the X1. It's got the all-wheel drive, so I didn't drive in any snow, but I imagine if I did, the four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, xDrive, whatever you want to call it, would perform very, very well. Again, turns are great. A little bit of turbo lag. It's going back to the horsepower and torque. Not enough to put you in any kind of dangerous situation, but it's still there. I stepped in the gas and there's like a quarter second, maybe half second delay there. As far as the interior goes, fit and finish is very nicely done. A couple of people have mentioned that they thought it was narrow as far as the left to right and the inside went, but I didn't find that. I find that there's plenty of space, and I found my comfortable seating position very easily and very quickly. And you know, it's a good place to spend some time, and I would do longer road trips in this without any hesitation. As far as fuel economy goes, I'll put the figures down there for you. I'll tell you right now that over my 542 kilometers of driving, I'm at 10.3. Now, having said that, a lot of my driving has been city-based, lots of stops, lots of goes, so that's why it's a little higher. 61 liters of gas will max out your tank, and you got to put the good stuff in because, well, that's just because you do. It's a turbo engine, and that's just what BMW wants, I think. 89 is the minimum, but the recommended is, 89 is the minimum. I think they recommend 91 as far as octane goes. I'm stuck at a long light, so you're going to be stuck looking at this blue Jetta beside me and part of me. Again, appearance-wise on the outside, it's just a smaller X3, which isn't a bad thing at all. I think it's a good thing that they're having that design continuum up through the X series. For the odd numbers, the X2, the X4, and the X6 are more of that kind of clamshell round thing. That's my version of showing you what round is, in case you don't know what round is. Quick look at my notes. 767 liters of cargo space, seats up 1,662 with the seats down. So very versatile. I put my bike in here because, well, I don't need it anymore, but yeah, seats down, it fit perfectly. What else can I tell you? 7.2 inches of ground clearance. So I don't know if you take this thing off-roading, but you won't be hitting curbs, or that, not curbs, but front curb block things. There is a word for that, and I cannot think of it at the moment. Pricing wise, this starts at $41,900, and that's bare bones. You know, I don't want to say bare bones because BMW still gives you a fair amount of features with a bare bones model or a non-option model. There are a couple of option packages here. I will list them again right there, and it gives you things like a heated steering wheel and a heads-up display and a premium sound system and the light package, which lets you change the color of the interior lights, ambient lighting, which is very cool. I've always liked how BMW has given me the option of that. Different style wheels, plus. Like I said, I will mention them here, and you can kind of take a look. Overall, the 2020 refresh for the second generation mid-cycle refresh, it's a great way to get into the BMW lineup. You know, if you want an SUV, yes, I know you can get a 3 Series as far as, you know, entering the brand in the first place, but if you want a crossover SUV, CUV, BMW calls it a sport activity vehicle, so an SAV, I guess. Yeah, SAV, that's the terminology that they use. This is a great way to go about doing it. I'm stuck another light, so this has the premium package enhanced as well as the M Sport package. I'll put pricing figures here now to go along with a few seconds ago for the, I'm saying a lot, I don't like that, along with the options. And I'll also put it in the description portion of the vehicle. I'm just going to pull over, come to a stop because the video is done. It's almost done. You know what I mean. I think we went over everything. Let me check my notes. Yep. Oh, safety. So there's no blind spot monitoring, and the safety stuff they do have are the frontal collision warning, which is cool, pedestrian warning, a lane departure warning, and that kind of just lets you know when you're drifting in and out of a lane. So I would have liked to have seen, frontal collision warning, I mentioned that, and high beam assist as well. Yeah, I wouldn't have mind seeing the blind spot monitoring system in this, but yeah, that's my 2 cents. Other notable, this is going on very long. 3 new colors. Misano blue is one of them, which is the color of this. I think there's a beige and there's a gray. Anyways, this video is too long. Let's stop it right now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notification bell. I hate saying that, it sounds weird. Please hit the notification bell. Anyways, this, yeah, way too long. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next car review. Nail the ending.